Hello and welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and in this episode we are going to have a look at 3 different games for Windows 10 Mobile again. And this episode will be a little bit special because we are talking about 3 games which are more or less only playable with your fingers. So even though I'm going to show it on the big screen for you, I'm not going to use my normal setup where I'm using my mouse and my keyboard and stuff like that to play everything, because these games are just very hard to play with a mouse or even with a gamepad or something. So you're going to have to use your touch controls more or less, so the finger, to do what we are going to do in this episode. And of course, if you want to know more about the whole technology here, because we are of course on Continuum, the Continuum channel, please have a look at the corner up there. There are a couple of other videos where I'm talking more about the whole Continuum experience, more or less, so the desktop-like experience that is created by the smartphone here, and we can attach different kinds of accessories to that, so control elements like a mouse, a keyboard, something like a gamepad, and there are other things you can attach to that. But we are not going to have too much in this episode about that, so I'm not going to talk about that too much neither. So what are the games we are going to play in this episode? The games are going to be Cut and Hack. We are going to play Fast Tap and Mind Your Steps. My name is Gerald. As always, I'm going to show you everything on the big screen, but in mirror mode this time around. Mirror mode can be achieved if you attach the Windows 10 Mobile smartphone, in this case the Lumia 950XL I have here, with a cable to the USB-C connector or some kind of a USB hub, it doesn't matter anymore. And in the end, if you go to the 3 points menu up there, go a little bit down, there are a couple of different informations here, and one is the device, or the display settings, it's display settings. And if we click on that, then you just can go down a little, and there you will find advanced settings, and if you go in that, you can click on mirror the device, more or less, so Geräteinhalte spiegeln is mirror the device. And like that, we are seeing everything that is going on the smartphone here, just mirrored to the big screen. As you can see, that means that we don't get the full width of the screen, at least if the game is not using it. So in the end, if it's going to be in the landscape mode or something, then you might be able to see everything in that way. But still, it's more or less likely that the controls and everything is meant for touch users. And that's what we aim to do here. Okay. So, and let's have a look at the first game. So for that, I'm just going to go to the bottom here, and I'm just going to type in Cut and Hack. There it already is. I'm just going to get that and open it up. And yeah, why is this game pretty hard to play with the mouse? Very simple. Cut and Hack is more or less something where you have to draw a line or draw on your display to play the game. The setting itself is a little bit odd, I would say. It's more or less about cut and hack, so they simulate more or less hacking, which of course is very far from the reality, but doesn't really matter. The fun thing about it is you can just go, for instance, for the rush mode, play mode, go to the settings here. Let's have a look at that. You can of course go with other color schemes, for instance, if you want to play the black and white one, which is more like hacking, right? Because many of the hackers and stuff like that are not going to use the non-dark mode or whatever you want to call that. Anyway, sounds, music, color scheme, game credits, and restore the purchases you did, which I don't know which that should be because I didn't see anything. But anyway, all fine. That is not going to bother us much. So I'm just going to go back there. And now I'm just going to press the play button here and show you what this is all about. There are some kind of power-ups you can have here, which we are not going to use. Removal of all ads, but it's already $0, so I'm not going to, because there are none or something, I'm not sure. And after that you just go to the button. Of course you have this button here, so you can go in and buy stuff here. I'm not going to do that, of course. Anyway, if you go to hack now or play, depending on what's written there, you can see you have this line which you have to more or less just draw on the screen after what you see there. the more precise you are at that, so the better you get that line drawn there, the better the game is going to be for you. And I'm going to pause this because in the end there is this timer running down here, so it's about all the time you're going to have to hack something. Hacking means you get a couple of different points for each and every line. The better you match the line that is drawn on the screen, the better you are going to get, or the more points you're going to get. Of course, this doesn't make any sense to play like this, so I'm going to return to the start and we are just going to play it one more time in a real live session where I can really concentrate on that and make it a little bit better, more or less, and show you what's going on. It's a very simple game like that, but I'm just going to show you how it's played. You click on that button and now just draw a line, more or less as precise as you can. In the end, it's not very simple because it's really very small on your screen, and my finger is much larger than this very tiny little line there. Anyway, you should try to make it better as I do here, probably. I'm still talking to you, which is always a bad thing. You get this kind of information how good you have done there. In general, I get average or maybe poor, sometimes poor, especially if I'm showing you everything here. Anyway, if you get it in average level, that's fine already, and of course there are better ones. This one was pretty bad, but he wasn't fine with it, okay. And yeah, this is more or less what the game is all about. So in the end you can somehow try to get better and more precise with the finger you are setting up. It's not really easy, just to let you know, because my finger, as mentioned before, is much wider than that one. But still, we got a little bit out of that. And as you can see, you are at the moment at level noob. And the interesting thing about it is, more or less everything, the points you are getting and stuff like that, you saw, it was, my last session I had there was twice as good, more or less. Anyway, the interesting part about this all is that you are more or less getting MB, so megabyte or megabyte, which are showing you how many data you have hacked, more or less. That's the theme of the game. It's, as mentioned before, very far away from everything you can hack or something. It's not going to be like that. It's more like coding in the end if you are hacking. This one isn't. But still, it's fun to play. If you want to try it out. Because I think it's nicely done and it's something you really have to use your finger on to get at least close to a good result from. Of course, you can use your mouse, try it like that. It might be fine for some of the cuts, others are very hard to get, and especially the speed will be not that fast, and so you're not getting a high score with that. Okay, so after that, we are just going to close down this game. And in the end I can close down everything here. And we are going to have a look at Fast Tap. Fast Tap, as mentioned before, we are going to have the finger for that. And it's called tap, so probably not the best thing to do with your mouse. So Fast Tap, I'm just going to get that. I think I played this before, maybe even on the channel or something, but I tried it with the mouse and that's really hard to do. This one is much easier with your finger. Still not easy, but you can be so much faster with your finger than with a mouse in this kind of situation we are going to be in a second here, that it's really much more fun to play it with your finger. So, in the end, everything you see here is you can more or less mute your game. So if you don't want to have this music playing or something, just mute it there. And other than that, just click on the button, the play button, and now you're going to see all the different, let's pause it here, and maybe I should at least decrease the volume a little bit. Give me a sec. It's much too high there, like that you wouldn't understand me anymore. Anyway, so what you are going to do here is you have this little pedals more or less, and it's a little bit like that game where you are hitting, I don't know, molds or rats or something with this hammer on some kind of a trafade or whatever, where you are running around and trying to hit the different things which are coming up, okay? So in the end, what you want to do here is you want to be very fast and hit all those, more or less marked circles there, because all circles can have different kinds of meanings. We have this kind of circle where you just hit with a finger. There are circles which are, for instance, strike through, and if you have those, be very careful, don't hit them, just leave them be. There are others, for instance, which are going to pulse a little bit or just grow more or less, so everything is going to get bigger and bigger. I think those are meant to be hit several times or to be held. I think several times hitting is a better way. Anyway, that's more or less what we are going to do here. I'm just going to quit out now. Yes. And restart it just to show you how it's done. 1, and we are going on. And there we are. And as mentioned before, if you have to do this with the mouse, you can't be that fast. That's not possible, because you would have to go over all the different parts of the screen here. As you can see, you are getting for each and every right selection I do here, you see that the green ones are marked then, if I hit them in the right way. There's a strike one, I'm not going to hit that. In the end, you get points for that, and those are going to be added on the existing ones if you are not doing any kind of a problem. So if you are hitting something wrong or not, one of the strike through things is really the worst thing, then you're going down to 0, as you can see, and that's going to more or less reset the game. It's not like there are levels or something, but it's all about hitting your own high score and being better. So in one of the rows here I'm going to do here, you will have to try to make it even better than before. I'm at 15 again, and of course those are the tabs you're going to do. And yeah, very fast thing here to do. As you can see, I had to hit it twice or something, and I hit it once too many times, I think. No, probably fine. Okay. So hit it several times if you see this circle around it, or the arrow around it, circling it. And after a while, you will see it's going to be faster, harder to do, and of course, being more or less errorless for all this time can be a problem. As you can see, 288 was it now my high score. I'm not going to play it endlessly, because it's going to run endless, I think. There's nothing like a level system or something. Just try to get the highest score you can. And this is more or less fast tab. Okay, and yeah, then let's have a look at the last game we are going to play today. The last game is going to be Mind Your Step. Mind Your Step is something, yeah, more or less like a Guitar Hero game, but in the end it's themed with a cat in mind or something. It's not really sweet or something, it's just going to be the paws of the cat that are going to be shown to you. But I still like the game. It has a couple of different songs in there. Some of them I'm not sure if they are allowed to use them, but still, nice little game. If you want to try it out, try it out. I'm just going to use Mind Your Step, there we go. And of course, as mentioned before, this is a game you should play with your finger, don't try it with your mouse or something. Because this one is really more about being very precise again. Okay, so how is it done? We are going to just go to, can I go back from this? I'm not sure. No, I can't. Okay, so we are going to take different kinds of modes here. As you can see, I'm going to use a steps mode in this case, meaning I have to do 50 different, or 100 or whatever I set up then, different steps in a certain time frame. So as you can see, we are here, and the game we are going to play is going to be the Star Wars Raider theme. Okay, perfect. That's probably free to be used. What you already can see is you have this little paws here, and those paws are going to try to step on the next parts, and the dark ones are the ones you should tap on, so they are going to be okay. So. Get it in a really good rhythm, then the song will be nice and fine. If you're not like I am at the max at the middle or something, then you see I had 100 steps here, and that's more or less what I should do here, and that's fine for that. You just hit that with your finger, try to avoid the white ones, of course, because if you're going to go to the white ones, you're going to lose the game more or less. And yeah, this is more or less what you want to do, just tip on the different parts. If you try to play this game with your mouse, you can just cut it off. It's really one of the hardest ones I ever played with a mouse, and it's really impossible, more or less, probably, to do. In the end, as you can see, you can of course select different kinds of music. There are a couple of different songs here. If you want to do something else, for the first one you can, for instance, go with 21 Pilots or whatever you want to play here. There are a couple of different ones in here. Attack on Titan is there, and Avicii, Hey Brother, and stuff like that. So just try it out. The good thing about it is it's piano played, so you can have a couple of different things here. It's more or less a MIDI part, hopefully. And in the end, it's really, really nicely done. You should really try it out if you like this kind of Guitar Hero stuff or the different kinds of plays here. Really many different things here. BTS, for instance, if you are into that kind of thing. And yeah, just many different songs, and just select something you want to play there. I'm really unsure what I should use. The Friends team, okay. Frozen, Build a Snowman. Yeah, come on, whatever. I hope we're not going to get any kind of copyright strikes on this game, on this video for that. But in the end, it doesn't matter for me anyway, because I'm not making any kind of money with this channel anyway. So, anything. Okay, and I just pressed the first one wrong, and that's over. You saw it. Just to let you know, if you are thinking about this is more or less like piano playing, right? It's really easy then. No, it's not. I don't know exactly why they have this. It's not really a piano play based on the button hits you do here. It's more or less just, there we go. It's more or less just you hitting some kind of button on the screen. Sometimes it has a little bit to do with the parts, but of course a piano play would be much more difficult, because you would have a lot more tones and stuff like that, and notes that you have to hit there, and not just 4. And that's why you only see this kind of step. And in the end, you are the cat, right? So you're running around on a piano or something, and that's more or less what you are playing here. I like the game. If you want to try it out, try it out. Of course, the disadvantage of this game is that, for instance, you can't play it on the Continuum screen, yeah, sure. But the second one is that you need some kind of sound to really appreciate it. So if you want to play this, you would have to get earplugs in or something, or you would have to play it wherever nobody is around, or at least nobody is disturbed by what you are doing there. But anyway, if you like this kind of game, try it out. I think it's a nice one to be tried out, and you should try it out. So, and yeah, we are at the end of the episode already, so thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I hope you had a great time watching here. As mentioned before, you can of course get all the games in the description box of the video down below. There is first off instruction how to install them, and second off an instruction on where to get them. And then I would say thank you for watching, thank you for listening. If you liked this video, of course, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, the other button is there too. And other than that, thank you for watching. Have a great time, have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and any kind of questions, comments, whatever, put them down below to the commentary section. Other than that, thank you again, and see you around for the next episode. Bye. Bye.